Now it's time for you to put it in M2 mode. You'll be playing around too long.
Confirm.
Yeah, confirm you want to kill yourself.
Okay, so I felt the clamp there.
That's one thing I would say about this car is...
Hold on a second, I've got it. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today's video we're going to be doing a little video on a controversial car with one of my buddies. I've got my buddy James, What's Your Forte? He has a YouTube channel as well. It's going to be linked down in the description for you guys to check out. But this is his beautiful G80 M3. Now this is a pretty modified car, but it is a very controversial car. Now, this car's been out for a while, so you guys have probably seen a lot of videos on it already. But what I'm gonna do is kind of my first impressions on the car. He's gonna let me drive it. And we'll kind of talk to him a little bit as well here in just a second, kind of go over what modifications are done to it. As you can see, it is definitely not cosmetically stock either. There's a lot of exterior modifications. He's got a few interior and quite a few under the hood as well. So. All right guys, so like I mentioned, this is my buddy James under What's Your Forte on YouTube and Instagram. Feel free to go check him out. He's got some great G80 M3 content. Previously came from a M4. If you guys are familiar and seen my other videos, this is the man that gave me a ton of used parts. So a lot of his video content is also stuff that I followed in order to get the parts put on my car. But James, if you can quickly go over some of the exterior modifications that we have on this car, and then we'll slowly move into some of the performance ones after that.
Of course. Uh-oh.
We'll wait.
Shut us down. All right, everyone. So, like Dallas said, this is my G80 M3. So, just talking about the exterior real quick. I do have the M Performance sides and rear quarters and rear diffuser. I have a high pro kick spoiler on the back. On the front end, there is a souvenir style front lip and some corners, and then also some air inlets on the lower dam. So as far as the wheels is concerned, I do have some variant Argon's wheels, 20x10 in the front, 20x11 in the rear, wrapped in some Yokohama rubber. So car exterior is pretty much all the carbon you can put on a car has been done. And it really changed the look on the car. Also on the rear, I do have the GTS style tail lights as well.
Oh yeah, we'll have to get some close up of those. This car is extremely aggressive on the outside. Now, is that pretty much everything you've got going on the outside?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, the Tommy L Garage mud flaps.
Oh yeah,
I do have those.
Can't forget to mention those. I got those on the M4 as well.
Yeah, and the car has been PPF the whole front end and the roof, and also the car has been ceramic as well. So
okay,
gotta protect your investments.
Oh yeah. Now tell us a little bit about the performance side of things on this car.
All right, so performance side of things on this car, I do have a MST intake, I have the Mad downpipes, and I have the Daler exhaust. As far as the tuning, right now, as we all know, you can't really tune these like via OBD. You have to do a bench unlock. The only one that's doing it right now is Femto out in Russia. We all know what's going on with that. So right now, I just have a piggyback. The piggyback that I've chose is the Daler piggyback performance module. And last time I had the car dynoed, before this module, it was at 572 at the wheels. Right now, the car feels a lot faster. I'm thinking around 600 wheels where I'm at now.
Okay. Definitely going to be a little torquey, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, these cars actually they're opposite of what the older F80s and F82s are. Those cars are more torque than power. This car is more power than torque.
Okay.
So BMW did that, I think, to help out with drivability and also help out with the top end.
Okay. Now the car's a little bit controversial overall, but tell me, what's the color combos that you've got going on here?
So outside, this is what they call Brooklyn Gray. This was a $500 option whenever you chose to option the car out if you wanted this color. And then the inside is called Kayama Orange. So the inside is like the showstopper. That's what everybody loves when they see this car is the inside.
Oh yeah, it's definitely bright. It's kind of like the red interior on the older cars, and they kind of
what is it, secure? It's kind of,
yeah, the secure orange. It was always the eye
orange.
catcher, but now you got the more orange on top of that. All right, the next part, guys, we're gonna go ahead and hop in the car. We're gonna drive down to the bottom of the parking deck, and then I'm going to take over. All right, guys, we're in the car now. We're gonna go get started. So, first impressions of the interior. Now, I've seen this car a couple times, obviously, but overall, my first impressions have been pretty consistent. The orange in this car just pops. matched with the carbon fiber and all of the accents and tech that's going on in this car is just unbelievable. Now, I may do a video down the road of like more detailed review on this car overall. So this video is more so just going to be kind of first impressions, what my thoughts are driving it. The driving aspect is probably going to be the majority of it. So, but overall, it's very comfortable. Everything feels obviously brand new because this car's only like a year and a half old. Yeah. And then the adjustments with the seats and the sport is, all the sport settings are just extensive. So we kind of sat here for a second. I've got everything kind of set up the way that I want. I've got my seat kind of where I want it. But we'll go ahead and jump into it and kind of talk with James here as we kind of go on what his experiences have been, and if there's anything he would change about it, and what his impressions are of the car when he got it. So, right? I mean, I guess I could wreck it. Like, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
I mean, how much coverage and insurance you have, you know?
I'm not insured.
Cut. We're ending it right here. Ending the video.
So James has advised me to start in regular mode. Yeah. We're not going to go into sport just yet.
Yeah, I want him to get the feel of the car first before we go full beans. You know, it's not a car that he's driven before, so he's a little unfamiliar with how the car delivers power.
So what's this car putting down?
Last time I had a dyno was 572 at the wheels. I've done a little bit more performance mods with this. The Dollar performance module makes a little more power than the race chip, so I'm thinking right now it's around 600 wheel.
Wow. So you guys know my car is only running around 500, so that's already an easy 100 horsepower on top of what I'm already used to.
Yeah.
But it's not manual, so it's a little bit easier, I would feel like, to handle.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about throwing it into gears. You can focus on actually driving. But overall handling, I guess, is how far it will stay in line when you're getting on it with that much power. How well does it do?
Oh, it does very well. Definitely when you get on it, I'll let you hit it for a little bit. I think as long as, I would say now, going from a dig, I do spin a little bit, so I probably need more stickier tires so I can hook immediately. But as far as when it's already rolling, oh yeah, you hook right up. There's no issues whatsoever. So
one other thing that James didn't mention when he was kind of going over the modifications is he has a fully custom steering wheel. Now, who did the steering wheel for you?
Turismo Design.
Okay. I'll show you guys some close-ups of the steering wheel, but it's basically, it's very similar to mine. We've got a carbon fiber top, perforated leather on the sides, and we've had some carbon fiber perforated leather matched on the bottom, and a carbon fiber insert here in the center with some accents around the airbag. And then it's got orange stitching, of course, to match his interior. So very well done. I absolutely love the steering wheel in this car.
Yeah, and it's a little bit different design than the traditional one with the flat bottom and then the hexagonal design on it. And I talked to Turismo about it, why they design it that way. And they said, like, a lot of their Huracans and Lamborghinis are designed that way, so they designed the steering wheel. They kind of mimicked after the Lamborghinis with the hexagonal design. So I chose it because it was different, and I wanted something a little different than the regular like M Sport design that everybody was getting. So
yeah, you normally see the flat bottoms, but you don't always see the flat top, so it's definitely different. But as is everything on this car, such as the controversial grills.
The nostrils.
Yeah, the nostrils.
Man, get on a little bit, man. Get on a little bit. Man, over here babying it, man.
Yeah, right.
Get on it just a little bit and get yourself some space.
Oh, I'm just getting used to it. We're still in, what is it, comfort?
Yeah, still everything is efficient. Yeah.
I mean, overall, first impressions. I mean, this is my first time driving this car. I've ridden it in a few times, but even just driving, it stays in place very well, and it drives extremely smooth. Which me and James were kind of talking about this earlier. This car really is kind of your everyday car. And if you watch my last video, I kind of talked about how the F80 and F83 or F82 M3 and M4 are kind of a do-it-all type of car. But this, I almost would feel, would even trump that because of it being a little bit bigger of a body, a little bit bigger of a cabin. You're getting a little bit more benefits from, you know, the usability of the inside, but you're also not sacrificing anything performance. And it's even more so than that. I mean, this car puts how much power down stock?
510.
So 510 on this completely stock versus on the F82 you're looking at right around 415, 420-ish. So I mean, already right out the gate you're already past a regular F80, F82.
And these cars weigh about 100 to 150 depending on rear-wheel drive or X-drive than the previous car. So you add about 100 pounds, but you gain 100 horse. So, you know.
I mean, I'm looking forward to opening it up. I mean, I'm just babying it right now because I'm trying to get over to to some roads that have a little bit less traffic, a little bit less congestion?
Well, you can hit the M1 button, throw everything in sport.
Right away?
Yeah, why not? It's warm. The engine's warmed up. Go ahead.
I only have my permit.
Man, just put it in. Just hit the M1. You'll feel the difference.
You can definitely tell the difference in throttle response. That's
just sport. That's not even Sport Plus.
Jeez. Yeah. I'm barely getting on it. This is like quarter throttle. I mean, this car is a little bit out of my price range. I don't necessarily want to mess anything up. Not on purpose, at least. Yeah, this car's a beast, man. I can't imagine how one of these would do on the track. Now, do you ever intend to take yours on the track?
I want to go to a track that can carry a little more speed, like VIR or something like that.
Okay.
I do have those goals, but I will have to wrap this thing up with track tape, tons of track tape, because I don't want to tear this paint up.
Yeah, we're a little familiar with the track armor.
Yeah.
Jeez. And I'm still barely getting on it. It's hauling. So that's the nice thing about the automatic is you really just go. But see, with my car, I really have to like plan when I go, because obviously it takes some time to get into gear and shift. Yeah. And with an automatic, that's one of the things that I missed is you really just hit it, you just go. I mean, you can jump into an open piece of traffic, and with the 6-speed, like first gear is really difficult. Like we were talking about that first gear in the M4s of the F82s are extremely torquey, and it's almost like it's not comfortable in first gear to move at all. Even just starting, it's so jerky. So moving out into traffic, or like moving around traffic, and like if you're trying to pull out from a parking lot or anything, it can be usually I just wait on a little bit more of a gap than I would typically with an automatic. Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing about this car that I do most of the time. I drive this car in manual mode. I'm shifting myself. I just like to have that control to shift myself, because I always know what I'm gonna do. I don't drive it in automatic mode very much at all. Most of the time I'm shifting myself. So. Okay.
I've never liked paddle shifters. I feel like it's a little bit of a controversial statement. I've never enjoyed using paddle shifters.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? I shift down here more than I shift the paddles. Really? The only time I use the paddles is if I'm like doing like a straight line pull. Otherwise, if I'm driving around, I use the shifter down. I use the shifter down here to shift, because it's just up and down. So it feels more natural to shift down here than it does using the paddles. I'm just regular driving. But I know some lot of people are like, man, don't use the paddles. I'm just like, it doesn't feel natural to me.
Interesting. I'm still barely getting on it.
I know.
I'm scared it's gonna spin.
It's not gonna spin. Traction is fully on.
Okay. I'll trust you.
It's not gonna spin.
I'm just extra hesitant.
I understand it's not your car, so I understand. And you haven't driven it, so you don't know what it can do.
Oh yeah. I feel like some people will just jump in other people's cars.
Oh yeah.
And they'll just rip it out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm not that way either. I have to feel the car out first.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted you to start it in comfort, so you can kind of feel it out a little bit.
I mean, so like for the settings right now, because I'm not used to
everything is in sport.
Okay. Even the suspension's in sport.
Yeah, it's not even turned all the way up.
It's a lot more comfortable, I feel like, than mine. Do you think this is more stiff than the F82 in comparison?
No, the F82 was a lot stiffer than this. I would say, but this is more capable. See, you ain't going nowhere. I try to tell you, it'll keep you in line.
It pulls, man.
It'll keep you in line.
Is there a kickdown at the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds good too. Yeah. So you have the dollar exhaust on here.
Yep, and downpipes.
Catless?
Of course. Because that's the only way to do them. You hear that first. Yeah. Don't put downpipes in your car without catless. There's no point in putting catted downpipes in your car. The stock.
No high flows?
No. It's a waste. Yeah. I made that mistake on my 435. I didn't make any power doing that.
Yeah, I got callus downpipes. I bought them used.
Oh yeah, I wonder who you got them from.
Got a good deal on them.
Yeah. You don't say.
Yeah. I knew the guy.
Oh, okay.
He's a big YouTuber.
Oh yeah. Oh, big. Oh.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been me then.
So, a question I feel like a lot of people would have is, especially after driving this car for a while, would you you say that there is anything that you don't like about it? Like, we know BMW, for the most part, over-engineers just about everything. And this car came with a ton of bells and whistles. But is there anything that you think the car is lacking, or that you think that the car doesn't need, that was kind of unnecessary?
I would say, as far as like, one thing that they make you pay for as an option in the executive package, that it should come on all these BMWs, all M car stock should have it, is a heads-up display. I feel like as much as these cars cost, they should all come with a heads-up display, and they don't, unfortunately. So, you know, this car does not have a heads-up display because at the time I was building the car to a price, so I did not click that executive package ticker. So that's one thing that I feel like these cars should come stock. I mean, I know BMW's in the business of making money, so. And
another thing is the executive package that came with the heads-up display. You're saying it would have come with other bells and whistles included with that.
Yeah.
So if you don't necessarily want anything but heads-up display, you don't have any way necessarily to even option that. And from a parts perspective, I don't know why they don't let you do a la carte pricing, because for the most part, you're looking at really just a different dash. Different tech in the dash. I mean, it's not going to affect any of the other components inside the car.
Yeah, because I think you also get like power trunk and like a couple other power like accessories, and I'm just like, what does a power trunk have to do with a heads-up display?
Yeah, totally irrelevant, totally unrelated.
Yep.
Now, was there anything on the car that you think that it has but doesn't need?
Not really.
Kind of like, if you could save money by taking something out, what would it be? Something that maybe becomes standard.
Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That is a very tough one. Because these cars, bare bones. I mean, it just has the bare necessities. Because I mean, you have the Apple CarPlay, the radio's good. You know, that's what you expect in a car this price. I don't know, man. Like, really, I mean, because if you want the manual, you get the manual. If you want the automatic, you get the comp. And if you just don't click any other options, they come pretty, like, it's almost like an M340 with better suspension, better handling components, and a better engine. So, you know what I mean? Like, you're getting, you know, you don't have to click, you don't have to get any of those options. Because I didn't get any options on this car. A lot of people were surprised at the price. This car was priced out at about $75K.
It's not bad.
And for these cars right now, if anybody goes on Auto Trader or the market and tries to buy one, $75K, you're not going to find one of these for $75K.
Oh, absolutely.
So you know, like, I got ventilated seats. The car should have came with ventilated seats, but hey.
Yes, that is one feature that I wish they would have had on my car, because obviously I'm a bigger guy. We live in the South.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's hot, man. Like, cooled seats should be standard. Like, you're paying that much for an M car already. It should be standard now. You're saying that is standard now?
No, it's $300.
Oh, jeez. I'd probably pay that.
But it's $300. It's a no-brainer.
But that's a la carte.
Yeah, that's a la carte. That's a la carte. You don't have to get any other options to get that. But they give you heated seats standard. So it's just like they're catering to the cold markets, which isn't fair. Which isn't fair.
Yeah. Everybody in New York's like, no, it's fair.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, nah, man, this gets hot in the South. What about the South?
Yeah.
The carbon fiber interior package. You get this carbon fiber into some of these steering wheel accents, or came with the carbon fiber interior package. So
that's extra.
Yeah, that's extra. That's $900 for this.
So if you don't get that, then what do you get?
It's like a brushed aluminum look or something.
So
like that.
That's something that in the F8X platform, you got standard carbon.
Yeah.
And then they took that away. So that's one feature that doesn't make any sense. I mean, every person who's into cars loves the carbon. And I mean, like I mentioned, my first impression on the interior, the carbon ties, I think, everything together. I mean, not to mention all the carbon accents that you have on the outside of the car, but the carbon is a necessity, I feel like, on the inside. I mean, even the carbon steering wheel, it's all tied together.
Well, I say that
part of the aesthetic.
A lot of people, like, if you don't get the carbon package and you get the silver with the silver accents, the brushed aluminum does look pretty good. And then also, I know my buddy Slow Speed, who also has a channel, he has like the wood, the exposed wood, and it looks really good.
Is that the stuff? Is that the wood that's like a dry?
Yeah, and then you can see like the cracks and stuff in it. It's like exposed wood.
Yeah,
it looks really good. So I mean, I guess they're trying to give you more options, and it's also, they can make money. They're about making money.
Oh yeah.
So they're trying to charge you for that. Where, like you said, in the other cars, you got most of that carbon for free, or it came included in the price. What's the other option I got? So I got cooled seats, carbon pack. I think that's about it.
Sorry.
Wait, no, oh man, you trying to? Okay. I gotta hold on to this old shit handle over here.
Jeez, this thing moves, bro.
Yeah. Are you ready for Sport Plus yet, or you don't know if you even want to try it?
Just a minute. just a minute.
And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Because when I ordered my car, the laser lights were included with the competition pack.
That was by accident, right?
Yeah, it was kind of by accident. They included it. I think the people that did the first initial orders, from what I saw online, they were throwing in the laser lights. Oh, also I got the shadow line package, but that's a no cost option. Shadow line.
That's
no
all
cost.
the black accents.
Yeah, all the black. You get the black black out the headlights. You get all the black accents and the black stock spoiler. So that was a shadow line, but you can get that in no cost option. Also, carbon fiber roof is no cost option, or you can get a sunroof.
No sunroof.
I don't know. I kind of miss the sunroof, man. It can get a little dark in its interior sometimes.
Yeah. Well, at least from a filming aspect, I remember you used to use your sunroof suction cup.
Yeah, you can mount
camera
right
up there, and then like when I had my F30, I used to use the headrest as a mounting point. But in a lot of these cars, there's not a headrest post. There's nothing to mount a camera to, so you're really limited to just the windows.
Yeah, it sucks from just a creator standpoint.
So one thing I've noticed is that you cannot even feel the shifts in this car. The transmission, which one is this? Is
the ZF8. Yeah, it's got some special tuning on it.
Yes, so the ZF8 transmission, from what I've heard, is extremely smooth. And obviously, first impressions is I can confirm that. I mean, just casually cruising, especially if this was a daily driver, this car would be amazing. It's very, very smooth. You can't even tell it's changing gears at all, which for someone who's taking this as a daily driver, that's going to be ideal, especially if you got your morning coffee or whatever else you have in here. But as I've been playing around with, when you want to open it up, it grabs and goes. I mean, the DCT transmission that comes in F8X platforms, it's more of a clamping feeling when it changes gears. Now, I haven't gone into like the full sport mode or really like gone on it. How would you compare transmission aspect from how the shifting is DCT from your previous M4 to this?
I would say this is almost, I mean, we're talking milliseconds of difference in speed between this and the DCT. The DCT may even just feel faster because of that clamp. You get that clamp, that aggressive
It's definitely
clamp.
a sporty, aggressive shift.
And this is more smooth. But as far as speed, I don't feel like I'm missing anything. I mean, you'll see when you go to level 3, this thing pulls and it just shifts.
Level 3, what level are we on right now?
We're on level 2.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not even on a full level yet. So, you'll see when you get to level 3. This thing shifts really quick. So a lot of people's like, man, they got rid of DCT, blah, 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 blah. The only thing you're missing with the DCT versus this and this version of this ZF is the actual clamp feeling. Other than that, speed-wise, you can't complain with this thing. This thing is fast.
So I'm going to jump right into the controversial piece that everybody talked about when this car first came out, and there's not that many people that talk about it anymore because it's grown on a lot of people. I never really seem to mind it, but the grills have always been an extremely hot topic, and there's some solutions out there where people have changed out the grills with some carbon fiber inserts. There's even a few companies that have fully done a full body kit or a full bumper replacement that gets rid of the grills completely. I like the grills, and I mean, I feel like every time there's change, there's always going to be controversy overall.
Yeah, most definitely.
But for the most part, everybody adapts to it, and it becomes something that everybody enjoys because of the fact that it's different.
Yep.
So what was your first impression on the grill, and like how do you feel now in comparison?
All right, so when I first saw the car online, just like everybody else did, I didn't like it. I was like, I don't know. And then I saw it in person, and a lot of you guys may have saw that video that I did when I was like, trading in for the G80, and when I saw it in person at dealership, I was like, oh yeah, okay, I see the vision, because I was picturing the car lowered with a front lip on it, and this and that, and I was like, yeah. So seeing it in person definitely changed my mind. When I first saw the pictures, I didn't like it. I would say this car is like This car is built more so for like a telephoto lens. You need to get a little more depth.
That's true.
To kind of appreciate the front end and the design language of the car.
I can see that.
I think what we were saying at first when they first started showing the car, they were shooting it with wide angle lenses. I know I'm getting very technical here, but they were shooting it at a wide angle, and it was like distorting kind of the car. You wasn't really seeing the reason why they designed it the way they did. They also made it functional because there's a lot more air coming in. The one thing on the car that I don't like the hood.
Really?
No power dome.
That's true.
And it looks like the older Dodge Chargers with the two lines coming up.
You know what? It does.
It looks like the old Dodge Chargers, man. And no offense to Dodge Chargers. I had a Challenger, but that's what this front end, the top part reminds me of, the older Dodge Chargers, and I don't like it. Voigtsteiner is coming out with a carbon fiber like GTR style hood, but they don't know when they're gonna be able to get it into production. So
I feel like it would have been better. So if you've seen the close-ups of the hood, I'll put one in here so you guys can see it. But overall, I feel like it would have been better if they at least made the sunken sections of the hood functional. If they added some vents there, because I mean the GTS hood has a reverse vent like that to release some heat. And if they did that as a similar functionality, I feel like it would look a lot better. But I don't know why they didn't add like a scoop, some type of ventilation for some at least performance benefits, or a power dome of some kind. I mean, I feel like every other M car up until now has had some type of aggressive hood that makes it stand out from any of the non-M cars. But so do the, well, I guess the
CSL doesn't even have, it's just a carbon fiber hood, but it doesn't have any vents in it that I remember seeing. It doesn't have.
That's true.
So yeah.
So does so I know they make the open grills like this in the regular 4 Series has these. Now does it have a similar hood with the same same inserts? So it's the same hood on the non-M series.
Yeah. No, you talking about the non-M
4 Series.
Yeah. They it's a little bit of a different grill. It doesn't have like the little indentions. It's more smooth.
What about the hood?
The hood is smooth. The hood is smooth. It doesn't have the indentions. The M's the only ones that have the indentions.
So at least there's a little bit of a distinguishing thing.
Yeah, that's one thing I would say about this car is.
Hold on a second. I've got it. Jeez. Sorry, I just had it.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Man, this thing moves.
You think it's faster than your car?
Oh yeah. I mean, you can easily tell the difference. The 100 horsepower is 100% there.
Yeah.
I mean, my car, I feel like it's a different, like you would really have to pay attention to the difference, because I feel like when it's a 6-speed, it feels like it's faster because you're so involved with the shifting, and maybe if you were to manually shift it, it would feel that way. But I definitely I feel more set back. Yeah. But it's more comfortable. So it also, it almost...
It masks some of the...
it does. It almost... I wouldn't want to say that it makes it not as raw.
It's not as raw as a car. It's not. It's not. I can tell you, it's not as raw as a car as the M4 or the previous gen. It's not. But, you know, now it's time for you to put it in M2 mode. You'll be playing around too long. Hit it twice.
Confirm. Just like
confirm you want to kill yourself. So now everything's Sport Plus. It's in MDM mode, and your shift is on 3. Shift intensity is on 3. So this is as much juice as you can get.
Okay.
Just wait till you get straight and have some room.
There's no children. There's a lot of trees. But
we definitely don't want to hit any of that.
Yeah, we both have the agreement that if we ever damage the cars or slightly wreck them, we just need to just totally. Nobody wants a salvage title or a couple accidents on the record. So it stays. I don't even know where the RPM gauge is. The cluster on this thing is completely different.
Yeah,
I feel like once you get used to it, the cluster on this is intense. There's so many different options.
You also get shift lights. I don't know if you noticed it. Shift lights come up when you get close to the red line.
Huh. I was too busy.
Yeah. Which is you focus on that. Yeah. You got it in auto mode, so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
I don't know if it comes up in auto mode. Now that I think about it, I'm always in manual mode, so I always see it.
Well, it has your speed limit.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't use it, but it's nice that it's there. I guess it's kind of cool.
Picking up from the regular GPS, it'll be in there even if CarPlay wasn't on there.
Interesting.
The BMW GPS is pretty decent. It's not bad.
Mine's a little bit dated.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All right, we're gonna come over this hill.
Grab my handle here.
Yeah. Should I grab mine? No.
No. You hold both hands on the wheel, please.
No cops.
Sure you want to do this downhill?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I'll do it a little bit uphill. It's a little
Yeah,
short uphill.
yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay. So I felt the clamp there on that.
Yeah,
on that
see,
last shift,
on level 3, it's a little more intense.
Okay, so on that last shift, I definitely felt it. I mean, it was slight, but it was a little oomph, you know,
Yeah.
to remind you that you're still in an M car. Like,
Yeah.
that was nice. That was good. That's why I wanted to drive it. Just that right there.
Yeah. So yeah, on level 3, it's a little bit more where I think it needs to be, you know. And I think especially once like XHP or whoever comes out with tunes for the transmission, they're only gonna make it even better.
All right, guys. So that's pretty much today's video. My first impressions driving this car. It's an absolute beast. Cosmetically, I absolutely love everything that James has done with the car. I am so grateful that he let me drive it and took the time out of his day to come up here and do this video with me. The car, it handles amazing. It exceeded my expectation from a driving aspect. Like, I thought my car drove very well. Not in comparison to this one. And in my last video, I talked about how I thought my car was, you know, the F8X platform was an ultimate car, but I think it might be one of these. And like all the cosmetic mods you've done to it, I think really is a little bit more appealing than what people see with the stock form.
Yeah, I think also, you know, you're the second F80 F8X car person that has driven this car. The first one was Tommy O Garage. He kind of said the same thing.
Yeah,
he was like, man, this car is like, it's different. Okay, it's different. And my car was pretty much stock then. You know, so now this is even more of a beast than it was then. So.
But that's it for today, guys. So if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to go down and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for some more content. Go check out my buddy James here. I'm going to have his channel linked down in the description. It's under What's Your Forte, Instagram and YouTube as well. But just like that, that's it for today. As always, you guys know, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
Peace.
I was like, you gonna let off or what? That clamp there on the last gear.
Oh yeah, I know I got tons of brake dust at this point.
Yeah, that's the worst part about BMWs is the brake dust. You can clean your wheels and then not 5 minutes later, brake dust.
Most definitely.
Pretty much just always plan if you're gonna take it to a show or any type of car meet or anything, you're gonna have to clean your wheels when you get there.
Yeah.